Do you vape? Vape Nash? Anybody? Vape Nash? Wait, is vaping not cool anymore? Hi, you may be wondering already, so I will put the questions to rest. I am constantly secreting just a little bit of honey at all times. Now that that's out of the way, hi, welcome to Genre Critical. I, as always, am your gracious host, Victor. If you're in the Minneapolis area, or anywhere in broader Minnesota with a lot of advertising, you may have seen ads for this guy called Norm. Who is Norm? Why does he want to talk to my teenager about vaping? He has a website? What's his angle? I had to know more, had to dig deeper into the depths of this ad campaign and the lore it contained, the extensive lore, the unnecessary lore. Drag to explore, huh? I've got you now, motherfucker. Damn you, Norm! Now, I see this guy's ads a lot on the bus and at train stations, but for some reason I thought it was a national campaign or somehow anything other than local to Minnesota. And then Pride Weekend happened and just cracked this whole thing wide open. I'm not a big parade boy. I'm more of a ooh-woo soft boy who likes to sit on the quieter side of the festival in the sculpture garden and buy art. But my roommate Jasper did go to the parade. And Norm was marching.
Holy fuck, it's Hey Norm. Oh my god, wait, it's him! He's here! Holy shit! Oh my god, you guys actually have no idea how incredible this is. You guys seen it? You guys seen his ad? Yeah, Norm! Yeah! Oh my god.
I was gobsmacked. Who is this man of mystery, this anonymous youth counselor and owner of at least one tan suit? I had to know more. Come with me. Let's take this leap together.
Hey, we all have our vices. I drink 40 ounces of whole milk every day. But if your friend is vaping, it's time to speak up. Say, hey, Norm, today. I like it. You froth it. It's self-frothed. It's like a latte, but for free. Well, not free. But milk, I mean, the price has gone up, but it's not terrible yet. Nothing like a latte. Who's got $9? Not this guy. Not for lattes anyway. I've got $9. Still good. Let's top her off. A little warm up? Yes, please, says Norm. That's me.
My first impression of Norm was not even actually his website, which is it seems his main means for disseminating normaganda. It was the phone number you could call. How retro. I love it. I love it so much. It's advertised as this service for parents who don't want to have the awkward vaping conversation with their teenager. Because, like, no one wants a narc mom or a square dad. Square dad, more like square dead to me. There were also ads encouraging teens, friends of underage vapors, to use Norm as a tool to reach a friend struggling with nicotine addiction, which, honestly, genuinely admirable. I think a lot of PSAs kind of miss the forest for the trees in terms of scaring kids about substance use without actually empowering them to build community with one another and treat it as a bad habit that someone might be struggling with, and instead as like a personal moral failing. Forget AI. Let's talk about the original robot assistant heroes. Phone trees. When you call 1-833-HEY-NORM, you're greeted with a recording of Norm himself. He seems like a bit of a Mr. Delicious type in terms of brand absurdity and self-awareness. They made him a dorky, concerned parent type on purpose. And credit where it's due, they knocked it out of the park in terms of giving their spokesman a personality. I absolutely hang on his every word. The character of Norm himself is based off of Saul Goodman, who you might have heard of before. He was on a little show called Breaking Bad.
I was out partying, minding my own business.
You are under arrest.
I'd better call Saul.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights?
So they went for the sketchy late-night personal injury lawyer infomercial shtick, and it works. Whether it has actually helped reduce the rate of vaping in Minnesota teens, I have no idea. I don't know what the rate is. I didn't do any research because, quite honestly, I don't care about those numbers as much as I care about researching Norm. But I will say that the Department of Health sought the advice of a youth council when designing this character. It's almost like teenagers know what other teenagers like. Zach Keenan, the creative group lead at Haberman, the agency that gave us this gift of an advertising campaign, says it best. When you try and tell a teenager to do something, they're going to go the opposite direction. This character of Norm felt very fresh, which is ironic because he is very not fresh. So you know the first step in this investigation is going to be to call the hotline.
Hold on, you actually called. One sec, let me finish my eggs. Welcome to 1833 Hey Norm. I'm Norm Davidson, CEO, CFO, COO, and creative visionary. First things first, vaping. It's really bad for you, and if your friend vapes or is thinking about starting, maybe you're concerned about their well-being, but sharing your concern with them, awkward. Luckily for you, I'm in the business of helping teens have that talk. So, listen carefully. I provide many services. I'm a very talented man. If you want me to speak to your friend for you, press 1 and hand them the phone. If you want my expert advice on how to start that talk, press 2. If you're looking for some facts about vaping, press 3. If you're interested in additional vaping-related resources, press 4. If you want me to give you the best GD pep talk of your life, press 5. And unrelated, I'm selling my personal watercraft. It's been a good ride, but the upkeep isn't worth it for how much I use it. So if you're interested in purchasing a lightly used Sea Dog, press 6. Did you get all that? All right. If you spaced out, sorry, you're going to have to hear it again. I told you to listen carefully, didn't I? From the top, Normie. So, you're having trouble confronting your friend? Calling old Norm to bail you out, eh? I get it. That conversation is a toughie. But here's your daily dose of reality, kid. You're the one that can actually get through to them, not me. So if you feel yourself shying away from the talk, remember just how damaging nicotine can be. And remember how little big tobacco cares about anything other than profit. They're the bad guys, not you. It's going to be a little awkward, probably, but hey, that won't last forever. I believe in you, champ. You got this. All right, hands in. Vape talk on 3. 1, 2, 3. Vape talk.
Dude is eating deviled eggs in the middle of a call center for his own hotline. Can you say pimp alert? He then goes on to list a bunch of options, like if you'd rather have him talk to a friend for you, press 1. But he never breaks character. Your friend isn't calling to talk to a call center employee. They're not talking to a robot. They're talking to Norm himself. Bettering lives has never been less confrontational. He lists a couple other options, including a personal ad regarding his old jet ski, but we don't have time to talk about all of that. Let me show you this goddamn website.
You concerned vaping is hurting your friend? Does the thought of confronting them about it make your stomach churn like a butter factory? Hey, we've all been there. Hi, I'm Norm Davidson, CEO and proprietor of 1833 Hey Norm, Minnesota's first and only teen-focused vape talk service. What the heck does that mean, you ask? Well, that means I'll confront your friend about vaping for you so you don't have to be the buzzkill. I've helped nearly 11 teens talk to their friends about the harms of vaping, and I am eager, I am desperate to help you too. My services are 100% anonymous, so your friends will never know who sent me. Yeah, I'll even tailor the conversation to best fit the clientele. Choose from topics including... Hey, Riley, very cool jacket. Did you thrift that? Hey, someone close to you wants you to put down the vape. Did you know that nicotine actually worsens anxiety and feelings of depression? It'll literally mess with your head.
Hear that, gang? He has helped nearly 11 teens. Part of the appeal of this character is his awareness of his own campaign's inefficacy. He's simultaneously doing the opposite of hello fellow kids while hello fellow kids-ing. And I'm sorry, but it's camp! The website itself is very simple, clearly programmed to have a vintage aesthetic with snazzy click and drag navigation. The website welcomes you with an introduction video from Norm, in which he demonstrates his numerous techniques which he has honed to get teens to quit vaping. They also edit it to look like VHS footage, which is a nice touch. I like that they made that little bit of extra effort. Ads don't have to have world building. Most of them don't, because the point is to sell you something. But for Norm, the sales pitch is the backstory. He behaves as though he will somehow profit from these services in spite of offering them completely pro bono. We see a struggling salesman with a unique talent trying to get this business off the ground. He's branded sunglasses and mugs that are not for sale anywhere. I want Hey Norm merch so fucking bad. There are 3 other branches to his website: the office, a link to dial the hotline, and a few links with pep talks containing varying degrees of good advice.
Vaping causes cravings, and not bucket of chicken cravings, addiction cravings. Don't let big tobacco win. Say Hey Norm today. Tried some milk.
I watched all of these videos, but the thing that struck me most about them is simply how funny this actor is. This must be the guy that marched in the Pride Parade. What is it about him? Why am I so entranced by this, like, quite honestly average-seeming guy that is so magnetic? So I reached out to him. The actor's name is Tom Reed. He has a website. It'll be linked below. And there is a form where you can email him on the website, which I did. And he responded. Was not available to do a Zoom interview, and neither was I. I just got done moving. It would have been nice to connect and talk somewhat face-to-face, but he was kind enough to still answer some of the interview questions I had, and so I will put that here.
When did you start acting?
I started doing children's theater as a kid. My first experience ever was a class around 1st grade that my mom signed me up for. After that, I did lots of school shows and summer theater. Nothing professional until well into adulthood, though. Everything was for school or fun as a kid.
How did you break into the local scene? Is it competitive?
My very first performance foray into the local scene was through slam poetry. Not the same as normal acting, but definitely a fun space full of performer artist folk. I started taking improv classes not long after that and went from there. Eventually started getting roles, but I spent much of the early part of my career just working in the improv and sketch comedy space, and branched out from there. Along the way, I picked up doing on-camera work and worked that into the mix. I love both stage and screen work immensely, and for different reasons. It's competitive because there's a ton of really talented people who are also really lovely to work with. So it's competitive, but I also find the general theater scene and the on-camera scene to be full of lots of support and love and respect for each other as a general rule. Love showing up to an audition and seeing a waiting room full of familiar, friendly faces. How do I pick? I loved playing Princeton in Avenue Q at Mixed Blood. That was some time ago. More recently, I enjoyed playing Thomas O'Brien in Jungle's production of Georgina and Kitty, Christmas at Pemberley. So fun to immerse in Jane Austen and holiday good cheer. On-screen Norm is up there in terms of fun roles. I had a small role in Netflix's Lady Dynamite, and that was great fun. I've also played a bunch of fun, goofy roles for short films, including working on a bunch with Above the Line Entertainment's 48-hour film projects. So fun to make something so quickly.
How did you hear about and audition and apply for the role? Was there a casting call?
Yeah, the process was very standard. My on-camera agents, Wayman, whom I love, they're so good to me and great to work with. They sent me the audition. I taped it at home against the wall in my dining room that I leave blank for auditions. I wore my best approximation of a Norm outfit, and I did some version of Norm that was good enough to get callbacks, and then it went from there. Most commercial work in town is cast through on-camera agents, and often through casting agents as well. This one went through Lynn Blumenthal Casting. They're so fabulous to work with. Big thanks to Lynn and Brittany there.
How involved were you in Norm's actual characterization in the commercials? Like his mannerisms, his speaking cadence, personality, costuming. Was it the directing? Was it acting choices? Was it both?
That's always going to be an alchemy involving everyone. Writers, directors, producers, clients, and the actors. They gave me the great scripts to work with. Seriously, so fun. And guidance about what they were looking for, and then I started playing. In the callback, I felt like I did about 9 versions of Norm. And then by the shoot, it felt like we were generally on the same page about who Norm is. But the director, Kat Raphael, along with other folks, had lots of direction, ideas, ways to play, etc. Take to take, it might differ. Sometimes I'd try playing with something in my own way. Sometimes I'd be directly using Kat or someone else's ideas. Long story short, it's a very collaborative process, but it all starts with great scripts and a director who can communicate what they're looking for. Yes, so fun. Again, great people, great material, and a great cause. I've had a ball. Yes, Norm was in a few parades this summer as a part of the campaign. I love the Pride Parade, and being in it was a ton of fun. I think Norm would say it was a hoot and a half. Laughing when I see my face on billboards. I'm looking forward to some upcoming theater projects, and as always, auditioning for whatever comes my way.
Good. What advice do you have for new or young actors in Minneapolis, if any?
Enjoy the community of it all. That matters more than any gig at the end of the day. And I cherish the people I've met more than any role I've ever played. Also, I'm not always great at this, especially when working on a show, but see a lot of theater, especially the kind you want to do for on-screen acting. Keep an eye out for festivals and other ways to get involved. Just meeting people is a great way to start.
Should I quit vaping?
Yes, come on. What else am I gonna say? Seriously, I had no idea how much nasty chemical stuff is in those things till being a part of this. If you need help quitting, Norm can point you to some resources.
All that being said, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm kind of trying to get back into the swing of it because I'd like to be making more things, but I also start school in a few weeks, so we will see. I have one other video in the pipeline, but the editing gestation period on it will be much longer. Probably expect that in like a month or two. But in the meantime, I'll be trying to get in on some like smaller projects just to fill in the time between, because this is a hobby that I do really enjoy. I just don't have as much time for it as I would like. Being a student and working, it is what it is. As always, I have been me, you have been you, this has been Genre Critical, and I'll see you next time. Like and subscribe, okay, bye!